Hello and welcome to another Divinity Original Sin video. This is a how to build a beginner friendly ranger inside of a physical focus party. We're going to be looking at the character creation screen, how I would set up my own ranger, the gear to focus on, the attributes to focus on, schools to focus on, and which race makes good rangers. So, in my opinion, there's a good number of races that make for good rangers. Seville makes a very good ranger because of her flesh sacrifice, which produces a blood surface and increases damage by 10%. Do note that because this is a skill user, this is additive. But the synergy between the blood surface and elemental arrowheads is the main draw for playing her as a ranger. The humans Ifan and Losa make for good rangers primarily because of the ingenious talents, critical chance, and extra critical multiplier is very nice, and you do get this from the beginning. And the other origin character I think makes for a good ranger is Thane. Same reason, ingenious, 5% critical chance and 10% critical multiplier, but he does have the added bonus of having an exceptionally good special in time warp, and Play Dead could actually just save you a memory slot if you don't need Chameleon Cloak, because you could use this alternatively. Now, from character creation screen, the build preset is somewhat important, and it does have a bearing on a few things. Now you can see Thane is holding a crossbow. If I was to go to the ranger, he would be holding a bow. The weapon that they are holding here determines the weapon that will be in the chest on the Merryweather. So seeing that crossbows are more powerful than bows, I want my preset to be as a wayfarer. The other thing that this has an impact on is when you are recruiting characters in game, then they go through a list of these build presets, and it basically means if you want to recruit a wayfarer, he's going to come with these spells, so just bear that in mind when recruiting. So for me personally, I like Thane as my ranger. It's one of the strongest specials. I usually run Glass Cannon and Time Warp work really well together, and I would go with the Wayfarer preset. Now when it comes to building attributes inside of the game, we want to be maximizing finesse first. Finesse is going to increase the damage through your crossbows. So from character creation screen, you'll be maxing finesse. Strength and intelligence and constitution, for the most part, you will be ignoring. Finesse gear tends to have a balance between physical and magical armor. Memory as a ranger, typically you won't really be needing too much of this, if any at all, but if you so desire to have a few skills, then by all means put a few points into it, but ideally you want to keep your memory at a minimum so that you can put more points into finesse, so you can do more damage. Wits is a stat that you will be maxing after you maxed your finesse. In terms of your schools, from character creation screen, we will be looking at taking Huntsman and Scoundrel. Civ ability is completely up to you. whilst you're leveling your characters, a question I often hear is, what is the best thing to max to increase my damage? Now, there isn't a straightforward answer, but to try to keep it as simple as possible, you will put the odd point here and there to meet the requirements to pick up particular skills, and this goes for any build. However, in terms of your damage, the first dump stats would be Warfare. Warfare will increase your damage the most. So you'll be looking to maximize your Warfare. After you've maximized your Warfare, you'll be trying to maximize your Huntsman. Now, you might be thinking, ranged it says plus 5% damage and 1% critical. And then you might look at the Warfare. Increases physical attacks by 5%. Why would I not take ranged? Well, the biggest difference is that it doesn't actually tell you, unfortunately. But you're going to get more damage from Warfare because Warfare is considered to be multiplicative. Range is considered additive. So timesing versus plussing, you're going to get more damage from multiplying, right? So Warfare wins out. In terms of your gear, you're going to be looking for stuff with Finesse, Warfare, Huntsman, Scoundrel, Ranged, even Geomancer, but this is one of the lower priority ones. But if you're focusing your gear in that area, you're going to increase your damage. In terms of the skills from character creation screen, being a physical ranger, I would look at getting elemental arrowheads, ricochet, and adrenaline. Talents from the outset, I'd be taking glass cannon, as it allows me to have 6 AP at the beginning of the game. So that is how I personally would start from character creation screen. You understand what attributes you're going to be focusing on, in which to get the most from your abilities. And also glass cannon as your talent. Bear in mind, this is around a physical ranger, so a magic focus archer might be slightly different, so be sure to check that video out. Nevertheless, I hope this was helpful for you, and thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.